My dear brothers and sisters in the risen Lord, Big 26 Day Tuesday. History and one's own experience show that more tangible good comes of smiling tolerance than from fanatical zeal, said by Ernest Boyd. When Agassiz, king of Samaria, who succeeded Agab, had fallen through a lattice in his upper chamber in Samaria and lay injured, he sent messengers telling them, "Go and inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron, whether I shall recover from his injury." Prophet Elijah, instructed by the Lord, met those messengers and said to them, "It is because there is no God in Israel that your king is sending to inquire of Beelzebul, the god of Ekron. Therefore, your king shall not leave the bed to which he had gone, but shall surely die." When the messengers reported the message of prophet Elijah to the king sent a captain with 50 soldiers to capture the prophet. Elijah called fire from heaven, and the fire consumed them. Again, the king sent a second captain with 50 soldiers to capture Elijah. Again, the prophet called fire from heaven, and the fire consumed them. 2 Kings chapter 1, verses 1 to 17. In today's gospel, when Jesus had set his face towards Jerusalem, he sent his disciples to seek a lodging in a Samaritan village. The Samaritans refused to entertain Christ and his disciples. In rejecting Christ, the Samaritans rejected a great blessing. Let's note. 1. The rudeness of the Samaritans. When Christ asked for a lodging in the Samaritan village, a village not named and deservedly so, the villagers ordered him out. The reason was that Jesus had sent his face toward Jerusalem. There was a bitter controversy raging between the Samaritans and the Jews regarding the place of worship, Mount Gerizim or Jerusalem. So great was the controversy that the Samaritans and the Jews had no dealings between them. Since Jesus had set his face toward Jerusalem, the Samaritans considered their enemy's friend as their own enemy. By insulting and rejecting Christ, they wanted to hit at their enemies, the Jews. Wherever Jesus went, he was always a blessing. Even in his previous sojourn in the Samaritan city, Sychar, people believed in him. John chapter 4, verse 13 to 42, and pleaded with him to stay with them. Jesus stayed with them for 2 days. Second note, the resentment of James and John. When the Samaritans refused lodging for Jesus, the two disciples, James and John, took offenses at it and wanted to call down fire from heaven to consume them. They were angry with the Samaritans for insulting Jesus by their refusal. Their zeal for Jesus needs to be appreciated. But their resentment needs to be discouraged and rebuked. And rightly did Christ rebuke them. Taking the example of prophet Elijah, these two disciples wanted to destroy the Samaritan village by fire from heaven. Prophet Elijah was sent to show the terrors of the law and to give proof of that against the idolatries and wickedness of the court of Agab and Agaziah. His commission was proved with such destructive actions. But Christ's dispensation is the dispensation of Christ. It is the gospel of mercy and compassion, and such destructive actions are not suitable for his kingdom. Third, the goodness of Christ. Although the disciples showed great zeal for Christ by their anger against the Samaritans who rejected him, yet at their resentment Christ rebuked them. Though they had been with Christ for many months, still they had not learned their lessons well. The religion of Christ was not religion of vengeance, but of love. Christ came not to destroy people, but to save them. He came to destroy not the people, but their offenses. The gospel of Christ is to be propagated not by sword or threat, but by love and persuasion. If the Samaritans refused the admission for Christ in their village, he would take another way and reach Jerusalem, where he would die even for those Samaritans. May God bless you all. Amen.